I'm Eggy Drago. I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top. I'm a part-time video store clerk, a part-time brawler. Oh yeah, and a full-time human being. Wow. When I went to Tokyo back in February 2024, I went to an idol concert on a whim because my VTuber Oshi, who graduated, was into that scene. Needless to say, I got hooked. We bought way too many checkies. So much so that we have 2 checky books. 2 checky namakans. All hail the checky namakan. All hail the checky namakan. All hail the checky namakan. After talking to a few idols, I realized every single one of them has a story, be it why they chased this dream, their ups and downs, and even their future after all this. And that's what I'm here to do. Learn more about the idol culture, the various scenes around the world, and to give them a platform to tell their stories. Every idol has a dream and a story to tell. This is IDOLEYEZ. The volatile idol who got their start in the scene in 2016 and fully developed into a Kaigai idol in 2018, we'll hear from Foxu about their idol journey. All eyes on me. IDOLEYEZ, episode 33. Foxu. Tonight. It's gotta load in. There we go. Whoa. Oh my god. I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top. This is Mighty Eggy Drago, and we are here for IDOLEYEZ episode 33. 33 with our guest tonight. They are the flaming hot pink volatile idol. They are from Minnesota, USA. They love food truck tacos. This is Foxu!
All correct. Hello. Hi, Internet. Hi, Aggie. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for accepting this invitation. We tried to ask multiple guests, and some of them didn't answer, so we went with you. And
You're welcome.
I've been meaning to have you on the show, so like, thank you. Thank you.
Big fan.
Thank you.
Big fan.
Big fan of you. So same to you. So let's start things off with every single guest. We gotta take you back to the past, and I'm gonna ask you who or what got you into idol culture / J-pop culture.
So, yeah, it was, I've been going to anime conventions when I was a young teen, and there were a couple of Kaigai idol cover groups. Well, there was one Kaigai idol cover group in particular that I was a big old fan of. So they were my first introduction to idols. I'm like, whoa, you can sing Japanese music and dance at the same time? That's so cool. So that was my introduction. That would have been, I don't want to age myself by saying what it was, but I was I was a teenager, and it seemed so cool. And then the rest is history from that point, I think.
Did you have like a favorite like Kaigai cover group at that time, or like?
Yeah, they went by the name of Berry Team. They were a local Minnesota group led by Taya Berry. She does idol stuff in Japan now, but she kind of like got me started, and I later auditioned to be in one of her groups too, so that was kind of fun. But yeah, they're called Berry Team, and I was like so starstruck seeing them perform in like the tiny panel rooms and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what started it.
So before becoming a Kaigai idol, you first became a cosplay idol. Did that like whole performance like really inspire you to like actually do that?
Yeah, I loved working with a group. They're just I was in a 9-member Love Live group, and at the time there weren't like too many of those in the area, at least like not in Minnesota. So we were called Utansu Idols, and we totally rocked the Minnesota convention scene for a few years. And yeah, it was really great. That transitioned into later Kaiga Idol stuff kind of because I was like, we can sing and dance at the same time. We should sing our Love Live songs. And then like, um, I was like, guys, can we do like karaoke during our panels and stuff? I was just kind of obsessed with trying to sing at the Love Live panel. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I did that for many years. They were a great group.
Do you remember like the very first performance doing that?
Oh gosh, that was like around 2016 at a Minnesota convention that we don't speak the name of because it's cursed. But yeah, tiny panel room, of course. We had a great turnout in those panel. I mean, it seems crowded because it's a small room, but like the audience was always so hype, and I think because I mean, Love Live is a huge fandom, and at the time it was still kind of niche too. So we did like Start Dash, No Brand Girls, all the Muse songs, and like the Wodo were just crazy. I didn't even know about idol stuff at the time. I thought we were just like an anime cover group. So
Uh, I guess prior to all of this, um, did you like have any previous experience with like music through like like experience on stage, be it through like theater or like actual performances or like
yep. Yeah, theater. I was a theater kid in high school. So I had a little bit of experience like learning how to sing and hold a tune a little bit and then dance. And then I kind of grew up in a musical family. Like my dad's in a band and my mom is like a theater major or something like that. So I always had that support, and my upbringing was very musical.
so you did cosplay idol performances in 2016, and then you transitioned into like overseas slash Kaiga idols
Mhm.
activities in 2018. When did you start to like transition into like actual original slash like straying away from like Love Live stuff?
Yeah, so yeah, and about that 2018 when I auditioned for Dot Bless and I got in, and then we debuted at Anime Detour 2018, I believe. The months leading up to that, though, I was accepted in the winter time of 2017, and then we worked super hard for our debut in 2018. Um, and still at the time, I truly didn't know what overseas idol or Kaigai idol was. Like, was kind of living under a rock on that whole culture. Like I knew people had the pen lights in the audience and had like calls and responses, but like I just kind of had like blinders on of like, yes, I get to sing anime music on stage. like, so it didn't come until like maybe 2020-ish that I even knew what like Kaigai Idol was. Or then after Dot Bless was a group called Impulse. Was in there for a few years, and yeah, that's when we like started to really brand ourselves as like Kaigai Idol, overseas idol type of stuff.
So when you were in that group, were you El Foxu, or did you like have a previous name that we don't want to talk
No,
about?
I was in both groups. I was L.
Oh,
It wasn't until I like, sort of in the middle of the Impulse era where I started going by El Foxu or Foxu like individually because I wanted to get into music production. So Foxu was like my producer tag, but at the time I was just L, and I'm still just L. So,
where did Foxu come from?
I don't remember. It was like that sounds like a cool producer tag. Let's go with it. And um yeah, so El Foxu is just sort of a first name last name type of thing, and it was yeah, like I am my producer tag now. That works.
So with that, you did participate in several groups, and then when did you like branch or like like stray away from that to like do solo activities?
So 2020 there was an audition for an online showcase. It was called the International Virtual something stage, I believe. It's discontinued now, but it had a bunch of like solo and group Kaigai idols all coming together for this like multi-hour stream, and that was like the first thing that really opened my eyes to what Kaigai idols could be. And then just it was kind of virtual showcases were my main like bridge to the overseas idol world, and also getting to be mutuals with like other idols on Instagram and such. So it was that virtual showcase and then also the Dream stage led by Cherry Wallflower. I did it twice, and that was like also kind of my way in. So I'm grateful for both of those opportunities to do solo stuff.
Do you remember like what songs you performed for IDOLEYEZ?
Okay, so I did Angelic Angel from Love Live for the very first
Yeah.
stream. So that was the birth of Foxu, was Angelic Angel. And Dream Stage, I was invited to represent Impulse for a Halloween stage. So I did like kind of a demon, fox, vampire type of vibe to Gimme Gimme by Giga. And but I think I did a Macross song for that Christmas. Well, I did the Christmas Macross song for the Christmas showcase. So yeah.
So with that, when did you start like try like forming an identity? Because like with El Foxu, it's very different compared to like everyone else for sure. But like, how did you like carve out that identity or like that concept?
That's a good question. I'm I took the volatile idol name because my whole career up until this point is just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks and seeing
Like
what I
me.
like. Uh, so it's like um it's hard to even like define the identity in that way because I still feel like I'm figuring it out. Um, but yeah, I think it was probably the character design part of it and having to or deciding to develop a brand alongside my music of like, oh, this is what Foxu looks like, and this is kind of the character that Foxu is. Um, so yeah, that came in pieces and still working on it, and will probably keep changing and reworking the whole identity thing throughout my whole career until I decide I'm done.
Do you have like any influences through like how you
Mm.
carve that?
um, Gosh, I don't know. I like I've always been like a big fan of character design stuff, so I like things like strong silhouettes, memorable color palettes, um, things like that that you can like lean into with your brand. It's not always necessary, but influences just from like various anime that I like and um, yeah, I'm not like I'm very slowly getting into VTubers. I'm not like a like I don't follow like VTubers regularly, but I like when they have like really strong character designs, and so I'm like, oh, I like that. I might like take that for as like an accessory for when I make my new Foxy drawing or like stuff like that. So it's kind of all over the place.
Mm. So you did do like virtual showcases in 2020. That was like when lockdown happened, when the pandemic happened. What can you like describe like how or what the Kai Guy scene was like during that time?
That was like right when I was starting to understand it. So I'm not entirely sure, but I do remember that right away, just from like the Twitch chat as the showcase was happening, I was like, oh my God, everyone is so nice. Like, they're so nice. And I got messages in on my Instagram from people who have like thousands of followers. They're like, you did such a good job. I'm like, no, no, this is everyone was super nice. So I'm like, I want to be a part of that. I want to get to these levels that so many of these other idols are on. Yeah, so it's just been a journey of trying to get to their level, and then also like now that I'm older, I'm like innovating and like developing my own things to like put other people like give them an opportunity to do a virtual showcase and stuff like that.
So after all that, 2020, 2021, 2022, lockdown opens or like whatever.
Hmm.
Pandemic isn't over, but it's kind of over, but whatever.
It's all a blur.
It's all a blur. Um, Things start to open up. There's now crowds and performances are starting to open up. Do you remember like the very first performance you did like after all of that?
I'm trying to think. I didn't go to conventions right away when things were kind of opening up in 22, but gosh, I'm trying to remember. It was mostly the virtual stuff, and then I was probably ColossalCon 2023 when my friends and I decided that we want to make our own Idol Fest. So we started Northern Splash Idol Fest at ColossalCon 2023, and I opened the show, and it was a lot of fun. So we invited a couple of people that we knew. We just kind of reached out to just to fill the time that we had. Like we had this panel slot for the convention that they gave us, and we filled the time. And yeah, we've been still doing Idol Fest for ColossalCon and for Amkey since then. So yeah, late 2023 is when things kicked up again. Well, oh wait, no, that was sorry. I'm like 2023. That was like Northwest Idol Fest stuff. So I'm also trying to remember. Oh yeah, so it was the night market in 2023 that I performed Idol by Yoasobi, and I made my own costume. And I was like trying to do the Idol Sona thing. That was the video I used to audition for Northwest Idol Fest. So 2023, the end of it was like a combination of Northwest and ColossalCon.
So with that, you start to do like solo performances at like 2023, 2024. Like throughout that, how often would you say you like performed? Like what was the schedule like?
Not too often. I remember talking to Ilixite this year, and they're like, "Yeah, we have a performance like every month for the next several months." I'm like, "How in the world?" Because I had like 3 shows this summer, and that was like absolutely packed. I was like scrambling, no, 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 like the whole summer. Um, so I feel like I'm not as booked as like other idols are, and I don't like. I kind of don't consider myself a true idol because of that, because I'm not like booking myself like it's a career. So, yeah, it's been kind of light, and I'm hoping that 2025 has like I can see like plan it out, have gigs and such. So I keep it kind of light.
Um, During like your solo performances, what songs would you usually like put in your set list?
I'm a like chronic song changer where I don't want to redo the same song twice, which I should because that's the smart thing to do. But it was like when I was cosplaying back in the day, it was the same thing where I didn't want to rewear any of my costumes no matter how many hours I put into it. So there's not like a go-to song that I do. It's more like I have this set and I have this venue and I want to combine those to make a unique thing. And then I'm not going to publish it online. So it's a mystery what it actually sounds like or looks like. But you had to be there, I guess.
So, guess with that, might as well just transition into the original songs because last
Sure.
year you
Oh boy.
released 2 songs.
My one hit wonder.
one hit wonder, no.
My 2 hit wonder.
You released 2 songs, Ladybug and Flamin' Hot Pink.
There she is.
Like right around Northwest Idol Fest 2023. I guess perfect
Yes.
timing since you did perform one of those songs in your set for Northern Lights.
That was the plan. I knew I was performing at Northwest, and I'm like, gotta get an original song together. Download Splice.
So, with Ladybug, was that your very first original song as El Fox, or did you have like anything prior that you didn't release yet?
Technically, yes, it was the first thing as El Foxu. For like years, though, probably since being in high school, I was like a songwriter in my notebook type of thing. So I have like a bunch of whips, and I have a lot of demos on my hard drive at this moment, and also before Ladybug came out, that are just kind of lost to time at this point. So I had previous experience writing original songs beforehand, but Ladybug was the first song that I actually demoed out, produced, got it all wrapped up. So that was fun.
What would you like really say the song is about?
Ladybug is not your typical Kaigai Idol song. It is inspired by like the I had something like in my mind when you first asked me, and then now it's gone because I have
It's
mine's
totally
all
fine.
over the place. Ladybug is a kind of a darker theme song about the kind of universal experience of when someone likes you, maybe, but you're just trying to be friends. You're friendly with them, and they take your friendship as might be something more. So it's like kind of a dive from the perspective of someone who's projecting affection onto someone. It's like an ironic sort of existential type of moment of um, like I posted a content warning before the song came out of like this song has themes of like stalking, darker themes, so get ready for that. And I think I'm gonna keep writing music that are like those kind of dark explorations. So it's like bottom line a little bit about stalking and about like miscommunication, taking things the wrong way, and it's like a little bit spooky, scary, and that's why I came out around Halloween time.
Yeah, when I first heard Ladybug, like right before the episode, I was like doing research because I only heard Flamin' Hot Pink through Aiden's stream, so I
Mhm.
wanted to listen to the actual main track, Ladybug, and like it's very different compared to like actual, I guess, like most of the Kaiga idol scene, which is very, some of it is very traditional, some of it strays away
Mhm.
with like alt idol, but like this is very
Totally.
different. Like even in Northern Lights you described it as indie or like indie
Mhm.
pop, and yeah, it's really good. And I appreciate when like I guess the Kaiga idol scene just either strays away from the actual traditional idol
Mhm.
stuff and like does their own thing, so like
Mhm.
it's really good.
Yeah, it's totally its
Yeah.
own thing. I like when indie idols have, and I feel like I didn't know how to compose a J-pop song at the time when I was writing Ladybug. I'm like, I listen to a lot of dance pop, so I'm gonna write a dance pop song.
Was there like any influences that you wanted to like pull from for Ladybug?
I don't know. I was literally just pulling samples from Splice and seeing what fit together, and it kind of turned dance pop. My sister said it was like early Lady Gaga, like, but it gives self-produced, and I think that's like charming in a way. But I do like what you said about that, like Kaigai idols have their own kind of indie subgenre, and I love, yeah, that kind of thing.
You also released a, I guess, lyric video slash MV,
Hmm.
which is, I guess, mainly just you. I guess one shot with like a projector and the lyrics.
Yes.
Was there like any like anything you wanted to like tell with that, or like did you want to do like another music video, or just that?
That was it. I had some flashes of a music video, a real music video in my mind, but that might be something I make like down the line. With the projector video, I was like, it was filmed in my bedroom on the projector that I watch Netflix on sometimes. And I was sitting on my dresser. So I'm not standing, I'm sitting in the video, and my projector is blinding me. And yeah, it just kind of came together very randomly. I was like, oh, I'll wear glasses here. Like, oh, I'll put my hair up. There's kind of a character going on with the person in the lyric video now. So um, yeah, it was kind of put together. I think that's probably how I'll continue putting together music videos of like, oh, this cool, yeah, whatever. It's a random thought. Let's do it. Let's try it out.
So along with Ladybug, the B side included with that was Flaming Hot Pink.
Yes.
What would you say Flaming Hot Pink is about?
Flaming Hot Pink has no meaning, really. It is Ladybug needed a little sister, and um, I'm like, I can write a pop song, sure. So it's Flaming Hot Pink is meant to be nonsensical. Um, yeah, no really deeper meaning there.
I guess from concept to like finished product for both songs, how long did it take?
um, from concept, maybe a couple of months for Ladybug. Flaming Hot Pink came together as I was putting together splice samples, so that was like a week. And then, um, yeah, the actual production of Ladybug probably took 4 weeks or so, like on and off, because I've had a full-time job and trying to do that up until this point. So, and I'm a chronic procrastinator,
Oh,
so it came
same.
together pretty fast. Um, yeah, there are things that I would change about both of them, but like,
I mean, I was gonna ask like, what could have you done differently for both songs?
um, Ladybug has its own place. I think I'd probably sing it differently if I had to like redo it nowadays, but I do like the instrumental still. Um, every couple of months, I'm like, oh, that song is so bad. I never want to listen to it again. And then I give it a break, and then I come back. I'm like, wait, I actually kind of slayed this, um, which is probably why there hasn't been much promotion for that one. But that's my child. I love Ladybug much. Flaming Hot Pink was like kind of a rush job, but the reason it's out there is because I was like, if I don't start putting my music out there on Spotify and like not necessarily trying to get my name out there, but doing the things that I'm like telling myself I want to do, it's like I got to see this project through no matter what happens. So I learned a lot making Flaming Hot Pink. The master is like kind of bad. To me, it's a little bit unlistenable, but that's okay because that is my second born. And so I still appreciate her being there. It just, I'd probably like Flaming Hot Pink, I would just rework it. Probably keep the samples in there, but remix it. I just need to do some more training on how to mix and master.
You did perform. Well, you released it around the same time as Northwest Idol Fest, and you performed in Northern Lights 2023. You performed Ladybug, and even before that, you said you weren't very sure how the crowd would react to the song, or if the song was called mixable. How would you think they were gonna react before that for that song?
I don't know. I think I was surprised with how many people liked the song. And like I knew it wasn't J-pop, but I was confident enough in the track that it was like people would like that I made this all by myself. I think they would like see the work I put into it and appreciate it that way, even if they don't super love the song as like a J-pop idol song, because it's kind of not. But yeah, I didn't like I was like, watch out, you guys might not like the song, and then I did it. So yeah, I wasn't super sure how people would react.
I guess we might as well talk about Northern Lights. You performed Ladybug. How else, like, how did you decide your set list for that performance?
I opened my set with a Rail song called Insider, which that Ladybug kind of I don't want to compare my song to a Rail song, but like I love Rail's style in that album specifically, of being very like dance, beat heavy, a little bit of rap elements, whispering, like rap and whispering. Let's go. So that kind of like segued into Ladybug a little bit. Same thing with a Marionette no Kokoro from Idolmaster. All the songs are in a minor key, by the way. I think they're in like similar minor keys too. So open with Insider, Heart of the Marionette, and then Ladybug, and then ended it with Odo. They're all pretty much dance pop songs. Marionette is the most idol-y of them, which some people were mixing, and I was like, yes. Yeah, I don't say that they're like totally correlate with Ladybug because it kind of Ladybug's indie, it stands out. But yeah, it was a good collection of songs.
So you did Northwest Idol Fest. That was October.
Mm-hmm.
Heading into, I guess, like afterwards, like or like during late 2023, was there like any performances that you did like after Northwest?
Mm-hmm. That was right after Northwest was Colossal Con North in Wisconsin, and so that was the first Northern Splash Idol Fest, where I did not do Ladybug, but I redid Heart of the Marionette. And that is a song that I have redone is Marionette no Kokoro, and I do keep that one for like auditions and such. Yeah, but I wanted to. Here was the transition. After Northwest Idol Fest, I'm like, I have got to do more idol pop because I love it. I love listening to it. I'm not sure if I'm totally confident performing it. Let's see what happens. So I did Boogie Train. Gosh, I cannot remember the original singer of it, but it's a. I can't say on the stream because I know there's going to be a VOD and people. Okay, the song is called Boogie Train and I forget the artist's name. Boogie Train. I did Cosmic Movement, Fukakute Se Cosmic Movement from Macross Delta, and then I did Seikan Hiko from Macross Frontier. Because I'm like, I have two things. I have to do idol pop songs and I have to do Macross because that is my love. I think I said that on stage in Northwest Idol Fest. I like flashed my tattoo and I'm like, guys, I love Macross. Anyway, here's Ladybug. Like, I'm so normal. That's my Ronka Shrine. Big fan. Big fan of Macross. That is the couple of conversations I've had with Phoebe have been mostly about Macross. And I showed her my tattoo and she's like, oh my God, that's so cool. Yeah. So guys, Phoebe likes my tattoo.
That's a really good like common thing to talk about there.
Yeah.
I guess with that, heading into 2024, what was like the very first like performance like for that year?
Let's see. That might have been. I think I took a little bit of a break because after Northern Splash Idolfest, my the Idolfest org was like we had applied to a couple other conventions in Wisconsin to host Idolfests. So I like switched gears. Instead of performing, I was like, I'm gonna help put on these Idolfests and give other people the opportunity to sing and dance. I did get to sing at opening ceremonies at Anime Milwaukee. I did Heart of the Marionette again because it was 2 days before the convention, and they're like, "Do you want to promote your Idolfest in the opening ceremonies?" And we're like, "Yeah!" So that was in the repertoire. But yeah, other than that, it was pretty much a break where I was just on like the backstage, putting on stuff, making the idol community more prominent, or helping to give people a stage in Wisconsin, because Wisconsin has some really amazing, wonderful idol groups, and so does Minnesota. So yeah, want to see them on the stage more.
That's very interesting. Like I have never heard. Well, of course, like the East Coast and the West
Hmm.
Coast, they have like
Totally.
scenes, of course, but like I don't really hear much about like the Midwest or like the middle of the
But definitely.
country. Yeah.
Yeah, it's growing. I had this conversation with Alex Pinku that I'm like, I feel like the Midwest is 5 years behind the coasts in idol culture. And Alex is like, yeah, I feel like we're 5 years behind Australia. And I'm like, that's very fair. So it's all like we're all just kind of working hard to like make the culture more available and like draw attention to it. In Midwest, at least a few years ago, they had only maybe had K-pop stuff, and a lot of the convention runners were really confused on what J-pop really was, because they're like, that's kind of like K-pop, right? Um, so it's been a journey of us being like, no, we're kind of our own thing, and we have this really specific culture that we want to bring to your convention. Yes, and they're like, sure.
Yeah, like even now, people still like con runners still have like still get confused
Hmm.
on K-pop and like
Yeah.
J-pop. It's it kind of sucks. So, but
Hmm.
yeah, it's good that
I
like
like both. I,
yeah.
I started out as a K-pop
Oh,
fan, so I
same,
love to
same,
see.
same.
But like J-pop is so unique now that now more people are aware of it, where it's like when you see both in the same fest, it's like, oh, I'm like back and forth between two really specific genres.
Ooh, Sea Line, regular viewer said just listen to Ladybug and it could definitely fit in a Cheryl Gnome set. It has some of the better songwriting I've seen in Kaiga Idol original songs.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Thanks so much. Yeah, Mayan is one of my like biggest singing um idols. So like, yeah, love. Thank you so much.
um, I guess ColossalCon, 2024. In between that, and I guess we could talk about Metro or Metro Rock.
Oh yeah, let's
Like,
go Hot Fox Summer 2024.
let's talk about that. So, like, how was that?
Oh, it was wonderful. I am really hoping to go back to MetroCon next year. It's huge, and it was like the idol scene is crazy in Florida. Let's go see it, and it was awesome. And I don't know how they do it. I think it's another like we're a couple years behind you guys on like conventions. What's the word when they're like offering the space for Idolfest runners to do their thing? I was talking with the leaders of Next Stage. They're like, yeah, we have spent so much money to try to like put our stages up, and like and now cons finally are like we can bring them into our convention and have them be a part of our official programming. So like they've worked super hard to build their community down there. I think it's awesome. I love spending time with all the Florida idols. They're also very, very nice. And MetroCon's just a crazy con. Have you ever been to MetroCon?
I haven't. I haven't
It's a lot
been.
of fun.
I haven't been to Florida in forever. But like
Oh, okay.
that.
Yeah, my first. It was my first time in Florida.
Yeah.
So.
That. I guess of the one clip that you showed on your stream, and also the one that you
Mhm.
sent me for the intro. The production is really good. Like
Yeah,
the
the
camera
screen
work.
was crazy. Oh my goodness. And Ginga was the one leading the Metro Rock Live, and like I couldn't ask for a better father. He's like so they're so attentive to everyone backstage. They like gave everyone lozenges, and like it was so obviously a Metro Rock family, like Metro Rock Kingdom family. So it was like just mystifying to be a part of that because everyone cares so much for each other. And I think it's the same for Metro Fest. I like wasn't a part of that one, but watching it, I imagine it's kind of run the same. Where, yeah, gosh, everyone works so well together.
So
But it's also I'm coming from Minnesota, so I'm not seeing like the inner workings or any of the drama. So like I'm sure there's that, but like on the outside as a fan, I'm like, yeah, this is awesome.
yeah, like through the clips from your performance and also like sites, it's really really good. So yeah,
Hmm.
hopefully it'll stay the same next year. So
Long live MetroCon, for
long
real.
live. I guess after that, might as well talk about it. Um, you went to Otakon. You did. You were at the Idol Space, and
Hmm.
specifically, you did one specific set that caught my eye, like really good, and it was the Sheena Ringo tribute concert.
Yes, mother.
So, what? I might as well just like take it back from the start. How and when did you get into Sheena Ringo?
I seriously got into Sheena Ringo about 2 years ago, maybe three, like over pandemic-ish. But my first time hearing Sheena Ringo was the Tokyo GN song of the song is called Yume no Ato, After a Dream or Scars of Dream. And that was in middle school from a Bleach AMV. So my first introduction to Sheena Ringo's voice was middle school, and I just watched the AMV. It had faded into memory, and then like whatever a few years ago, started listening to Sheena Ringo again on like Spotify. Like that voice is really familiar, and so then Yume no Ato was. I'm like, oh my god, that's the song I heard when I was a kid, and I incorporated that into my set because I had to.
I think for me, because like Sheena Ringo, like out like internationally is very niche. So like it was
Mhm.
so interesting to
Yeah.
like hear you or like have you have like a whole thing for Sheena. So like even for me, like during the pandemic, during the pandemic, I think like there was a VTuber that covered one of her songs. Hoshimachi Suisei covered Marunouchi Sadistic, and it was really
Mm.
good. So I deep dived through like her first and second albums, and then also Tokyo Jihen and some of Tokyo Jihen stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so good. And then like I didn't like
Yeah.
listen to her like at all after that. And then like when you did the set, I'm like, oh my god, I got to deep dive Sheena Ringo again. So I'm like,
Yes.
yeah.
We must stay together. Yeah, and it's hard sometimes to search certain songs as like I'm only an English typer. I can't like
It's
search
all in
or type
Japanese. I'm like, I don't know
kanji
the
at all.
song.
I'm like, I don't know what this song title is, but I love it.
I love the second track of the first album, or like, yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Yep.
But like, what really inspired you to do a whole set of Sheena Ringo at Otakon?
I think her music is so like representative of a like really cool subgenre in Tokyo. It's very like basement and it's so raw and passionate. And then once I started looking into her lyrics and like how she writes lyrics and how complex they are, and like I'm sure just translating the page to English on Google doesn't even like scratch the surface of what it truly means because there's a lot of nuance that's missed. But I'm like, this is one of the coolest lyricists I've ever seen in my whole life. Her voice style is also really unique. I think I was like, I decided I want to cover her songs. Like my range is slightly similar to like her voice flips registers on the same note that mine does, stuff like that, where it's like easier to sing her type of songs rather than sing like idly songs. So that's probably when I decided that when I have this thing for idle space, I've 30 minutes that I can put together stuff. I'm like, do I do J-pop idol stuff or do I do like raw passionate stuff and like try to make a respectful tribute to like one of my favorite singers? And yeah, I went with that. So.
Hmm. So like, how did you like really decide like what songs you wanted to put in there? Because like you did the intro and then you did, I don't really remember the name, but I think you did Crime
Yeah.
and Punishment and then some other songs, right?
Yep. Yeah. It was probably just from my library. I'd gone through and like tried to put a couple together and consolidate it into 30 minutes. And I tried to tell a little bit of a story of I was a little bit back and forth, but tried to like walk through. I tried to take one song that was like her strongest in this genre that I also vibe with. So I like put Sigma in there. Like speaking of Basement, love that song. Um, trying not to make Sigma jokes at the time, but yeah, and then pretty much just from the Spotify playlist, I want to say. And then each song I had asked Otakon to do like a specific color of like what I think the song's color should be. So in the video, it's like it's cool and moody, and I think it was it was exactly pretty much exactly how I wanted it to be, how it turned out.
Um, During that set, what would you say was your favorite song that you covered?
Ooh, in that set, I have to say, Scar of Dreams, Yume no Ato. Um, I didn't think I could. That was the middle one, the really slow one where I was just like screaming into a microphone. Well, I was kind of doing that the whole time, but the kind of sad one, um, I was like, I have to manifest all of my trauma into this one song, and then I'll be, and then I'll be so normal after this. After I get this out of my system, so that's Yume no Ato. The middle song was my favorite out of all of them because it was so cathartic to sing. Such a the lyrics aren't particularly tragic, but it means a lot to me, and I think in the composition it like evokes a very strong feeling. So yeah, right in the middle, and I shocked myself being able to sing that all. I think it came out like from my soul, and that was kind of like that. Yumi no Ado, my soul came out, and it was a similar feeling in Metro Rock Live. It's just something about the combination of the audience and connecting with the lyrics that you're singing, like knowing the lyrics that you're singing, and it was very cool. It was very exciting, and I'm gonna chase that feeling this coming year.
On the other side of that, what do you think the crowd's favorite song was during that set?
I don't know. The last song, Ringo no Uta, I like sat on the ground and kind of like vibe with the audience a little bit. I almost forgot to ask them to come and sit by the stage because I always forget that's like a thing for the panel room type setups. But yeah, like having everybody close, I feel like they were all kind of vibing and having the red pen lights and stuff. I'm like, yeah, we're all celebrating Sheena together. This is actually exactly what I wanted. So that was fun. Oh, they like that I played the melodica too.
Oh yeah, I saw.
My yeah, I super cannot play the melodica. I can play the piano, and I did not practice enough. So I just kind of had the backtrack in the background playing on top of it. I was playing it. I was really trying my best, but people liked it. Like, okay, maybe I'll bring the melodica back. Maybe I'll practice it some more.
I guess we might as well. Do you have like any recommendations of songs for people that probably don't know Sheena Ringo or probably want to get into Sheena Ringo? What would you recommend them?
Yes, okay. If you go into my Instagram highlight and search through Hot Fox Summer, I think I posted my Otakon set list in to like it's a Spotify link. That is what I would recommend is those kind of songs, and then go from there and like what kind of subgenre of her music that you like. Um yeah, or otherwise like the first 3 albums of Sheena Ringo, those were the lore. Sheena lore is that she designed these 3 albums and like had a few singles in between, and then she's like, I'm done, like I'm not gonna make any more music. And then like the call to make more music came to her, and then she kept doing it. So the first 3 albums all together, like if you really want to have an experience, listen to Sheena's first 3 albums all the way through, all the way to the end, and then tell me you're not a huge fan. They're so full of soul, and they're so her. There's so much of her in Tokyo Incidents too, but like the solo stuff is just really hits different.
Yeah, like even for me, like starting with the very first album, like even when the pandemic started and like during lockdown, and like listening to that in full, like it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, the one of the other songs that spoke to me was the song is translated to "When It Begins to Get Dark." There, I do have a cover of that on my YouTube. I had guested at at an Idol Fest and sang that song, and like kind of had a graduation from that era of my life with that song. So thank you again for that, Sheena. Miss Sheena, appreciate that.
I guess after that, which oh wait no wait, whenever you
That's now.
no yeah whenever you post that set, if you know if you're curious, watch it. Watch that set. Watch that.
That will
set.
come out before the end of this year, I promise. I have 3 weeks. It will become available, as will Metro Rock Live. Yeah, it'll be up.
It's so good. That's
Hold me
like,
to it. You can message me directly if they're not up by the end of the year. Like, where's this video? Because I sent them to you. They're done.
yeah. I mean, yeah, cause like, I haven't been in this scene for that long, but like one of my two favorite performances or like sets in general was like Phoebe's cover concert like during NoF this year, and also your Sheena Ringo tribute concert.
Oh,
So I'm like, ah.
thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I do like I do appreciate when I guess when you give more of a spotlight to someone that people don't really know, or like most people don't really know. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess we might as well go into retrospect / future stuff.
Sure.
What would you say in your idol activity / career? What would you say was the toughest performance that you've ever done?
Ooh, toughest was the Sheena Ringo set.
Really?
It had Otakon was a month after Metro Rock or MetroCon, so and I had prepared enough, but I like needed to crunch a lot into that month, and I also got really sick, and I think my partner had gotten sick too. So here's my thing: is that I can't sing when someone else is in the house, so I have to go ask my partner to go play Magic the Gathering for hours and hours so that I can record my covers. So I made a calendar every day of in July until August until the audio was due for Otakon, like specifically to the hour what exactly I need to do. So that was like, I guess it was the hardest. It was my favorite thing to do because I was singing the songs that I love, but like, gosh, it was totally a challenge to my time management. I'm a terrible time management. But yeah, it was worth it in the end.
On the other side of the spectrum, what would you consider your weirdest performance that you've done?
That is, oh my goodness. I wish I would have put more effort into. I'm not like bagging on myself for like not doing enough for this one, but the Anabeat Idol Festival at Otakon, I feel like I could have tightened up and practiced a little bit harder for that one. So it was a little bit weird. My set was, I don't know if it's online anywhere. I have no idea if Anabeat 2024 exists on the internet. But I had opened the show with a really like strange concept that was not like, this is an idol fest, please welcome the rest of the idols. It was like, the concept was called the Idol Police, and it was kind of about just like being true to yourself among a bunch of like negative specific comments being thrown at you. So it opened the show on a little weird note, but Jenny Bond said, "Trust me, I know what I'm doing." And I'm like, okay, I'll do my best. So yeah, that was probably like the strangest one that I had. And yeah, if I had to do it again, I would just like put more time into probably dancing and like just endurance.
So, yeah. So for Anabeat, or like Otakon, you did 2 sets. So Sheena Ringo,
Yes.
and then also
Yep.
Anabeat. So Sheena would definitely be. Would you like consider the Sheena Ringo tribute set your favorite performance of all time, or is there like something else?
Like yes, in the way that it was my first time having a set for that many minutes at a time, like being able to prepare that much. So like it was my favorite in that way. I think like general vibes wise, I don't want to play favorites because they were both so fun. But Metro Rock Live, just my set of I added Sheena Ringo songs there too. Maybe that's the key is that I just need to do songs for the rest of my life. I opened with Paper Moon, the Soul Eater opening too, Also, yeah, Tommy February 6th, another rock goddess. But yeah, like I think the production of MetroCon itself, having like the huge screen in the background and the lights and like it, yeah, that was probably like my favorite individual experience, I guess.
Um, since you did start really early, like 2016, and then also
Oh boy.
Kaigai Idol stuff in 2018, what have you learned through your time in the scene?
I have learned definitely not to take yourself too seriously. I think a lot of overseas idols can offer that advice. Like, you can really only propel your career if you um, are okay being cringe, embrace the cringe, have fun, like literally do whatever you want. Do random stuff, throw things at the wall, see what sticks. And if it's like not good, at least you try it and you have this skill now. So I think it's like just like conceptualize what you want to see you do and then like try to see it through the best as you can is my best advice. And that's I try to tell myself that when I'm like super lazy on the couch, like I don't want to do anything right now, but it's like I have all these ideas that I need to see through. So yeah, just consistent advice is just like keep going, don't be afraid to be cringe or different.
Yeah, I think like most idols like on the show always say like just do it, or like
Hmm.
don't ignore the haters, just do whatever. And
Yeah,
like
literally, it's truly a thing because like I've been in eras where I do focus on haters and negative comments and like try to improve myself that way of like, okay, I should avoid doing this. I can't do this. Can't do this. But then that limits your mind so much, and it makes an amount of anxiety that you can't really create with that amount of anxiety. So it's like just do your best to like truly chill and sit down and just like be with yourself and be present.
uh also, since like you've also been through in the scene for like forever, um
Oh no.
what would you what do you want to see more from in the idol scene, like crowd wise and also idol wise?
Gosh, I don't know. Like other than more um performance opportunities at anime conventions, like that is kind of my main thing at the moment that I can see. I don't think I've been like super in the Kai Guy idol scene like 100% because I'm shy and I have anxiety and like I'm not I kind of like keep to myself in a lot of ways, but so I'm not sure how to like answer what I would want to see because it's super great from my perspective. But as for anime conventions, I would like to see more stage. I would like to see more things like Idol Space around the country. Um, we love to see the Idol Fest Foundation do things like Northwest Idol Fest and SoCal. Things are growing in the Midwest, so as long as we keep doing that, I think it would be super cool.
uh I guess we went over general advice stuff, but oh my God, Sea Line 87 says or asked, have you ever explored the alt idol scene and the different kinds of soundscapes they have outside idol pop?
Alt Idol scene. Well, yes. So, I mean, hold on. Like at the top of my head, for some reason, I can't name like groups of like alt idols. Like I'm not as much into idol groups and idol pop as much as I am to like soloists and like solo female singers, I guess. And they often don't consider themselves like idols because it's a totally different genre. Um, so like alt idol, oh, it's hard. Is anything kind of rock. Like if you have any rock idol recommendations, please send them my way because I'm happy to listen. I've been really into an artist named Kafka Shishido lately. She's a rock singer. Um, and also, yeah. So sorry, I don't super know. I'm all over the place, but
um I might as well ask this. If it's like a job interview, but like, what differentiates you from like the other idols in the Kai Guy scene in your eyes, in your perspective?
um, I think other Kaiga idols have it together a lot more so than I
Oh,
do.
come on, man.
I'm kind of waiting until the day where I like have my my things together. where I can truly like launch off in my actual career. I know, like you've said a couple of times that I've been in the idol scenes for so long, but it doesn't feel like it because it's like every time I do something new, I feel like I'm just getting started. Like this is the beginning of something else, and this is the beginning of my idol career. Like I don't know, it's hard to put that in perspective because I don't see it from the outside, obviously. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't say what sets me apart. I'm another one of the indie idols who kind of does their own thing. Like I'm not trying to emulate J-pop or like certain Japanese artists. I'm trying to become a music producer in my own way and experiment with different genres and be a huge nerd along the way.
Uh, have you like produced songs for other people yet, or like in general?
I've I've mixed songs for friends before. I work with a virtual idol group called Net Dream. I voice one of the characters, and I also do the tuning and timing for their vocals. Pengy's in that. I know you had that her on the
Yeah.
stream, and
Uh,
then a couple other like voice actor people from the internet. So it's a really cool group. I love doing the very mundane tasks in the music production of like things like tuning and timing, like cutting and dragging everything together is very satisfying to me. So I haven't like truly mixed like original singles aside from my own before, but yeah, I've definitely like mixed, and I've um, since I started making covers, I've always done it myself. So
um,
that's
I guess like since you did bring it up, do you want to talk about NetDream?
I do. I
Okay,
love
cause
that
like
dream.
yeah, cause like I didn't bring it up with Pengy because like it's technically not her stuff, but I guess since you do have like more involvement with it, we might as well talk about it.
Oh,
So
sure.
so like you do the production side, and you're also like one of the actual idols. Like
Mhm.
how did you first get involved with that?
There were, I think I saw a post on Twitter that said auditions were opening for a staff and for voice actors. They had a group of 5 fictional idol characters. I had auditioned for the one that Pengy got cast in, I auditioned for, and then this other character. Um, but then there was a secret 6th idol that they hadn't technically opened auditions for, that they like kind of switched gears and started considering. Her name is Coco Kirari, and in the lore, she's like an idol already. And then they cast me as Coco Kirari, and then I also like it's like half and half where I voice the character and then I do like some of the production stuff. But yeah, it's great. They have Generation 2 Idol auditions opening very soon. So if you want to keep to date on that, check out Net Dream. Love. They're very cool. Being a part of a creative group where everybody cares a lot about the project is just awesome.
Hmm. Uh, what make okay like I guess you are El Foxu, and then you also voice Coco. Um, what are the? Is there like any differences between the character and also you, or no?
Oh, Coco's like her own thing. So in Net Dream, there's a pre-existing story, and the characters were made by the owners, the people who run Net Dream. So I'm like literally just cast as a voice actor as Coco, and but um, because they're cool, they let the voice actors implement things like their own like cultures and nationalities into the characters, and like some personality quirks and stuff. So I pretty much just voice Coco, but her characterization and the way she talks was like kind of up to me. So she's like a totally separate thing from Alfoxu, except for that we're both kind of crazy and idols.
It's really interesting, I guess, with NetDream, because like you are, I guess you are a different character separate from you.
Mhm.
So like, I didn't really want to bring it up with Pengy because like it's technically not them. So like, but like since you did bring it up,
Yeah.
I might as well talk about it. So, hmm. uh, going with that, do you prefer performing like solo or within a group?
I love both. I would love to see a group like form in Minnesota, but because like there's different strengths that come out in different ways. Being a solo idol is a lot of work, so I mean it's a lot of work being in a group too. I would say like I probably like both equally. Sometimes I wish I was in a group, and then sometimes I'm like I'm great that I have the whole creative liberty over my own like art. So
Mm. I feel like a lot of solo idols that I've had on IDOLEYEZ, they really want to be in a group, but they
yeah,
can't because of location or whatever. Because like Phoebe,
yeah,
wanted to be in a group. AD wanted to be in a group. Alex
hmm
Binku is in a group, but like at the time wasn't. But like it's
hmm
interesting.
it's tough. Yeah, getting together and like planning your schedules around each other, especially when there's more than like two people. That it's very hard. Impulse, we had 5 members, like between 4 and 6 members at any given time, and we all lived relatively close to each other, so that worked out. Um, but we were like, I don't know, there weren't like a ton of Minnesota J-pop groups, um, and yeah, I don't know.
Mm. Uh, I guess with the Minnesota scene,
Mhm.
how is it right now? Is it like booming or like?
It's growing. I was kind of like unaware because I've only been going to Wisconsin cons for so many years, but I went to this past fall. I'd gone to Anime Fusion in Minnesota and witnessed their Idol Fest, and again, it was like a very starstruck moment of like nature is healing. It's so cool to see um just like super talented idols, and I mainly thought it was like just cosplay idols, but like they're doing things like most of the acts in the Idol Fest were singing live and they have like incredible vocals. And then, so I just wish I could tell the internet, like, just you wait, like Minnesota's gonna be the spot. You just have to see it. So there's a ton of talent. It's just not like out there right now, but it will be. It might take a little bit, but it will be.
Hopefully, because like we
Mhm.
need more. We need more areas, you know. Because like
Yes.
East Coast, West Coast, and now hopefully the Midwest.
hmm Yeah, and I'm trying to be brave and like reach out to, hopefully next year I can reach out to like venues to occupy their stage for a given amount of time and make random passerbys aware of what J-pop is. So like maybe, I don't know.
Ooh, Sea Line with another really good question actually. If you had both options, would you join an idol group or a rock band or an idol rock
Ooh.
band?
Oh my gosh, that is a really good question. Um, can I have all of them? Yes, please. um, yeah, I guess it would be a rock idol group. Like, yeah, like Flair is kind of like that right now. I love the song selections that they do. So give me rock, give me edge, give me alt. Love it. I would just love to scream into a microphone in a cute outfit for the rest of my life.
um, is there like any bucket list things that you want to achieve in your idol activities?
I want to come out with several albums. That's probably like the actual bucket list, like things I need to do before I eventually graduate as an idol. Nothing coming up anytime soon. Do not worry. But yeah, I want to tell the stories that I tell with my songwriting that I've been hiding on my hard drive for so many years. I want those to all be out there, even if they're not like 100% totally well produced. Like, I just want to put it out there. So, my main bucket list is just to produce and release all my music.
Is there, I guess like uh making it or like making it a little bit more specific? Is there like anything that you want to achieve in the next year?
Ooh. It is release my first full length album. It has, like, it probably will happen. It'd be like, at this point, it'd be strange if it didn't happen in 2025. Um, but that is all conceptualized. It's kind of yep, it's all up here and somewhat on my computer. So yeah, bucket list, and then once I do that, kind of going circling back to a couple minutes ago of like it's going to be the start of something. Like I've been doing this for so many years, and I have learned these skills to put into this album, and I'm ready to do that. But it's going to be the start of hopefully like a pretty large discography for me.
Um, I guess we are talking about the future. Um, what do you plan on doing after like all of this, after all your idol activities?
I the straight answer is that I would like to foster cats Um, like I don't know, like get married, foster cats. And I have two lovely cats right now, my babies. And I used to watch so many like kitten fostering videos, how to incubate your little kittens so that they survive and stuff. I'm like, I want to do that. I want to be cat mom. So yeah, once I'm not being a pop star, I will be a cat lady.
Um, I I guess I do like ask every single guest this, but what would you, the current you, tell El Foxu that was about to make their idol debut? What advice would you tell them?
Oh, oh gosh. Um, this is a really good question. Um, I like kind of the same advice from before is like keep don't worry about being cringe. Like you will you will absolutely laugh at yourself and there's going to be people who come across you who don't get it and they might like lay into you a little bit, but that doesn't matter. Because you're going to keep being a silly guy and then you're going to grow up keep being a silly guy and being a pop star and then you'll eventually foster cats. So you're doing you're doing well and keep going and don't take yourself too seriously. And get some more sleep, please. Like go to bed on time.
Well, I do want to ask, what's next for El Foxu? Like any gigs, new songs, new covers, anything?
Yes. Next for me is Anime Milwaukee. That's in March. I can't like totally disclose what I'll be doing there right now, but I will be there and I will be um, in a perhaps new idol costume then. Very fun. I'm going to be making my new idol costume very soon. Um, yeah, Anime Milwaukee, a couple other conventions and stuff and things, and we'll see what happens after that.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Do
Hmm.
you-
Do you have that graphic?
yeah, the very first one. Let's
Yeah,
show it.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So, what's actually next is I have a cover coming out. I have a collaboration coming out in a few weeks, and you'll just have to follow me to find out what it is.
Yeah.
If you can put it together by this image, you get 5 points. And I would just say pay attention to the colors in the image and pay attention to the movies that are coming out in theaters soon. That is all I will say.
Ooh.
Oh, and the silhouettes of our hairstyles. Like, okay, so spoiler, that's me on the right. Who's that on the left?
That's
Who could it be?
I don't know who that is.
5 points if you guess in the chat.
Oh my god, Sonic.
So that's like
What?
that is
I know,
so that is the direct next thing.
Mm.
Who's that? Oh, good guess.
Shout
And then yeah,
out.
the next image is like actually what's next following this.
All right, let's go to that image right now. Teaser 2.
Oh, drum roll. Grrr.
Bah!
Wow. Oh my
A
gosh.
schedule.
Foxu Mark 5. So that's Anime Milwaukee on there. I'll also be at Anime Detour. That's one's in Minnesota. And I'm gonna try to do the night market again because I love them. They're very nice to me.
Yeah.
An album. Again, it would be strange if the album didn't happen, but like please look forward to a very mentally ill pop album. Thank you.
So
It's gonna
album
be good for those Menhada fans.
album in summer and then deluxe album in fall.
Hmm.
Mm,
What could be the difference? It's more tracks.
more tracks.
Yeah.
Neat. Wow. Well, Sea Line did ask, do you have like any plans to perform outside the US? AKA Autothon in Montreal, Quebec, Canada?
Ooh. Wait, what is that? What is that convention called?
Otakuthon?
Oh, I would love to if I were invited. I will if I am invited to something, I will most likely say yes, and I will make my way there as hard as I can. So, I don't have any like plans at the moment. I think it'd be awesome, of course, but yeah, nothing on the radar.
time to
But my emails are always, my email is lfoxumusic@gmail.com.
contact them.
Drop me a line.
Give them a free hotel and free transportation.
I'm very chill.
All right. Do you want me to hide the image now or just keep it here?
Oh, sure. Yes. Yep. You can put her away. Goodbye.
But yeah.
See you next year.
Look forward to that. Next year.
I'm going to make that costume.
Yeah. Oh, it looks good. But oh my god. The Sheena Ringo set, the costume is good too. Like,
oh, thank you. Yeah, that's just
I like
pieces
red.
together.
I just like red. I'm a simple man.
I wasn't like super into red until doing the Sheena Ringo stuff, and I'm like, nah, that is kind of my favorite color now.
Flaming hot red idol.
The hat, so that cowboy hat that you see in the bromide pictures, that is from a Sheena Ringo wore a red cowboy hat in like some old interviews. If you search Sheena Ringo 1999, 2000, 2001, there's a bunch of like behind the scenes footage of her putting together albums with for her solo stuff and also a Tokyo Incidents, and they're really fun because she is very silly. And yeah, she wears this bright red cowboy hat and it's awesome. So.
Well, this concludes this interview portion of IDOLEYEZ, but we do have a tradition called the worst pep talk ever, where this loser, gives you, the guest, the worst pep talk ever for 1 minute.
Oh, I'm so ready.
It's always a horrible segment. I don't know why people like it, but might as well do it. I'm
ready.
Might as well. All right, 1 minute. Foxu, you are probably one of the most unique Kaiga idols in the scene. I really like Ladybug, and I really like how it's very much strays away from the traditional like idol stuff, and also I guess from the Kaiga idol scene, kind of. But like I do love that style. What else? I do, honestly, like I did say, like the Sheena Ringo tribute set is probably like one of my favorite performances that I saw this year, and I just got into the Kaiga idol scene, but like it's so good. And thank you for I guess putting a spotlight to Sheena Ringo, and I guess giving her more exposure to the international scene, especially for people that probably haven't known her at all. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to like next year with the album and also deluxe album. I'm really looking forward to like what you are able to produce, because I really like Ladybug, and I'm really looking forward to like what else you could do. You really do have a lot of potential, and even though you did say like every time you release stuff it's always a start, but like, you know, you're still on the up and up, and I can't wait to see what you can do next. And that is it.
Thank you.
Minute 16.
Me too. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much. I will continue to do my best and get ready for Ladybug 2 and 3 and 4. That's like kind of a joke, but most of my songs are probably going to sound like that for a while.
But yeah, honestly, keep doing what you got to do. And like, yeah.
You too, Aggie. Here, pep talk. Get ready for the second worst pep talk.
What?
I'm kidding. Keep doing IDOLEYEZ if you can. Keep giving a space to Kaigai idols who maybe nobody knows who they are, and they want to tell their story. So thank you for doing IDOLEYEZ and being there. Thank you for reaching out. It's very cool.
Well, thank you for accepting. But yeah, honestly, I just really like talking to idols and like hearing their thing, their like whole history, because like the whole thing with me, or like the whole origin of IDOLEYEZ, was talking to like some Japanese Australian idols about their story. So like might as well do a whole concept on that. And now 33 episodes later, we're here with you.
Yeah, so, make it to 100.
Oh wow.
Okay, 50.
There's probably 50? There's definitely 100 like Kaiga idols that have a story worth telling. So for sure. But yeah.
There will be by the time we get to 100.
Oh, for sure. This scene is popping, definitely. So, yeah. Well, that is it for this episode 33 of possibly 100. Who knows? But thank you guys for watching. Thank you all, Foxy, for being on the show and accepting this invitation. Next week, I don't have a guest announced yet, so I'm really still looking for people. Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully on next Saturday, we'll have someone. But yeah, the VOD for this will be uploaded on YouTube tomorrow. You can also watch it on Twitch after this stream. But yeah, thank you guys for everyone in the chat. Thank you, Foxu, for participating in this interview. Thank you to me for doing this. But yeah, I guess we gotta take it home. Take care, brush hair, be kind, rewind. Oh, and follow Foxu, everywhere. Follow
Everywhere
Foxu.
as Foxu.
I have their card, which has all their social media, including their MySpace and LinkedIn, and probably their Vine. I don't
That's
know.
not true. I don't have any of those. Don't go looking for that.
But yeah, follow them. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can watch the Shinrin tribute set whenever that comes out. Because I have to.
I promise I'll upload them.
But yeah, taking it home. Take care, brush hair, be kind, rewind. We'll be going to the ending screen right here and right now. Bye bye. Wah 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 wah.